Dwayne Wade cuts it to 4. 46.5 left on the clock.
Still enough time here for Miami just to square up and have a great defensive possession and not foul the Raptors.
Lowry, defended by Richardson. 7 to shoot. Shot clock at 3. Lowry. Kyle Lowry knocks it down.
What's going on, people? This is another edition, the Ace Takers Rants, and we're gonna talk about this this Game 5, huge victory by the Raptors. It's the Miami Heatos, whatever the fuck y'all want to call them. We the South wannabe motherfuckers, Dirty Beach motherfuckers. Yeah, we beat the motherfuckers tonight, man, and it was a huge game. We all know Game 5 is the one that you gotta fucking win, especially when you the team with the home court advantage. You usually like to win that one. Like, it was different the last series because Charlotte was on the road. They had to win the Game 6 because Game 6 was in their house. So it's a little different this time, where if Toronto loses Game 6, the game is back here in Game 7. But it could be kind of bad to actually play that Game 7 because you got a lot of drama. It's just, every Raptor fan know Game 7 going to be full of a lot of drama. The referee's going to be extra. If you thought the referees were bad tonight against the Raptors, man, you ain't seen nothing yet. When Game 7 gets here, Way going to get all, it's going to be, you know how they call them D-whistle? Man, it's going to be straight D-whistle all night long, So we don't want to see that shit, man. So, we really need to just close it out Game 6 down in Miami, which is not going to be no easy task because Miami's a pretty good damn home team. But we did snatch one already from Game 3, man. So anything possible, man. The thing about this game was Game 5 was Lowry and DeRozan really outscored Dragic and Wade. And the thing about DeRozan and Lowry is they've just been real inconsistent. They've had games like this before where they've been able to really, shoot the lights out. Lowry been coming through in the clutch a lot in these playoffs, and it's just been those little times where they've been inconsistent. They have a good game here to the bad game here, And with Jonas Valanciunas out, we definitely need him now. But one thing I've been really happy about is the step-up player, Bismack Biyombo, man. He's been a monster out there. He's been killing the Heat, man. The Heat have not found an answer for him. I really don't know how they're going to contain him because he doesn't do a lot offensively because he's not really. The thing about Biyombo is he's not really a talented player offensively, but he does enough as far as offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, where he just clogs up the paint, man. He doesn't allow Miami players to get in there. He forces them to take tough shots because they're not going to go in there and get him. And Biyombo, a lot of times during the season, I was like, because Valanciunas during the regular season, was very inconsistent, and so Biyombo came in a lot. And so what Biyombo did throughout those times was he just really stepped up, man, and he just really, he went after it. And this guy just does everything defensively. Now, the only thing I'm worried about going into Game 6 is the health of DeMar Carroll, because DeMar Carroll, when it comes to guarding the perimeter, it's very overlooked, but he has done a great job guarding the perimeter. So that's why you haven't seen Miami's offense explosive at all in this series. If Wade don't step up, they're not able to get the easy threes. It's like after Game 1, really, they really figured out some things of how to defend Miami on the three. Joe Johnson hasn't gotten off yet. Like, it's like Charles and I think Shaq said it. Joe Johnson has to get to the hole to get his shots. Like, he's got to start going to the hole. But we know Joe Johnson ain't gonna do that. He's gonna stay, try to get these outside shots, and that's why the Raptors could win the game. So look, the Raptors know Wade gonna step up on Game 6. They just got to continue to contain the other players. Lowry and DeRozan got to keep playing the way they are, and the bench has to keep stepping up. Bench had a great game in Game 4, the game we lost. It was T-Roz, Corey Joseph, who else got in there off the bench? Because it was 3 of them when they had like nice games. I forgot who it is. Forgot who the other guy was, but another guy that stepped up, Jason Thompson. Man, he was big tonight. Big in relieving Biyombo. I said it, man. Dwayne Casey got to get this kid, Jason Thompson, in there. Got to get him in there because the guy is a veteran and he's a very athletic big man. Like, he's a very athletic big man, not a traditional like tall ass big man, because he's like a power forward. Like in the old NBA, he would have been a power forward, but he is a guy that was just so active and doing all these things. I think he kind of, I like him and Patterson on the court together, like, you know. And that's the other thing. Patterson has been struggling in this series. He hasn't shot a lot of the 3 balls like he did against Indiana. I think he only had I think it was like Game 3 where he really had a good game. He got some early threes down there in Miami. We're gonna need him to step up again, get those early threes, especially if Carroll doesn't play his game on Friday. So we gotta just keep doing what we was doing in games 3 and 4. Like, actually, Game 4, we actually won that game, but we let it go. And this was due to bad coaching. I really felt like this was due to bad coaching and Kyle Lowry getting fouled out. You saw that they were trying to do the same shit with DeRozan tonight, but DeRozan didn't get that 6th foul, thank God. They were trying to get DeRozan in fucking foul trouble. But Biyombo not being in overtime, and I think the late part of the 4th quarter was what killed us. We're not going to see that shit again. Hopefully, Casey is smarter this time not to let that. Like, I could see if Biyombo got fouled out, but there was no way Biyombo shouldn't have been on that fucking court. They tried to go with the small. They tried to go small ball and didn't work. The 90s are, the Raptors are a 90s physical style team. They are not a small ball team. You have to know who the fuck you are in the NBA nowadays. You're either a small ball team or you're a physical 90s type team, man. Or some hybrid of the two. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you have to know who the fuck you are. And you are a 90s physical fucking team that plays very good defense. Solid defense, man. And you just got to run with Biyombo, man. And it worked tonight, man. You had Biyombo out there on the floor. He's not an offensive liability. To me, you need to have the defense in order first. Make sure they're not able to fucking score. Because Miami got, as soon as he came out the game on Monday, they got whatever the fuck they wanted. Especially with Kyle Lowry not being out there, we weren't able to supplant it with the offense either. So, the way we play Game 4, because we almost won that fucking game, dog. We have to play the same way we played the games 3 and 4. I like the way they played the Game 5, but Game 5 had a lot to do with just being at home and feeding off the crowd and shit. Awesome crowd by the way tonight. Again, another awesome crowd, man. And we got to get on target, man. We got to get on target. And we can win Game 6. It's going to be difficult. I think most Raptor fans are assuming that it could go either way, but they're probably assuming that there will be a Game 7. It's gonna be hard because you know the Heat are gonna be desperate. They know this is the closeout game. They're a veteran team. Wade ain't going down like that. It's gonna be the hardest game the Raptors probably have had since maybe Game 5 of the Pacers series. I think that between those two games, those are the two hardest of the playoffs that they've seen so far. Like, Game 5 was harder than Game 7 for the Raptors. Raptors were actually controlling Game 7 pretty well. Game 5 of the last series and Game 6 of the series is going to be fucking tough, man. Every game has come down to the wire, man. Honestly, the last two shouldn't have. Raptors are giving the Heat sympathy points, letting them come back and shit. And the Raptors gotta be greedy, man. You gotta keep your foot on the gas pedal, man. Do not, because Miami can make quick runs and come back on your ass. Cannot, just because you got a large lead. Because like I said, they would have won Game 4. I mean, the Raptors would have won Game 4 if they would have kept their foot on the gas pedal and just kept on going. Like, my only problem with this Raptors team going forward is that they play not to lose. And they got to stop playing that way, man. You got to be aggressive. Let these teams know we're going to kill your fucking ass, and that's it. Because if we face the Cavs, there's no way we could be playing like that. Cavs could light your ass up at any fucking time. But I feel really good about this Cavs series, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit before I go. I don't want to talk about it too much because the series might not end up happening, and I don't feel right when I totally disregard the team, especially when, this series against Miami ain't over yet. But if, I've been on some boards, I've been on, been checking some things out. I have my boy Predator Kingdom, checking some things out for me in the YouTube comment section under some of the videos, and yeah, man, Cavs fans, man, getting real cocky, man. LeBron fans or whatever, Kyrie fans they all getting a little cocky, saying we're gonna get swept. A lot of them, the thing about the Cavs fans is that they got this thing in the back of their mind where they think that the Heat, they're still scared of the Heat for some fucking reason, and the Heat aren't that fucking team right now. Like, the Heat, if the Heat had their full squad with Chris Bosh, then it might be a little scary. You know what I'm saying? It might be able to, I think we probably have even a rough time probably trying to close them out in this series. But this is a team that's just waiting everybody else, man. That's basically all this Heat team is. I know people want to see that whole LeBron versus Wade thing, but you're going to be disappointed, man. You're going to be fucking disappointed. If you're a real basketball fan, you want to see the Raptors against the fucking Cavs, because if you've been paying attention, the Raptors play fantastic defense, and that's why this will be the series. Truly, in my estimation, can the Raptors upset the Heat? It's sports, so they can. But do I realistically believe that they could do it? No. But what I have to believe right now is this. They will be hell on the fucking Cavs. This is between the two teams, the Heat and the fucking Raptors. They do not want to see the fucking Raptors. Raptors already beat them twice in the regular season. I know I hate talking about the regular season because it don't got shit to do with the playoffs. But they will be hell on the Cavs if they face them in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I believe they will. And the thing about the Cavs that's crazy is the last couple of years in the playoffs, just in the Eastern Conference, we're not talking about the NBA Finals, just in the Eastern Conference, they have yet to see a defense like the Toronto Raptors. And if Jonas Valanciunas is back at all for the series, I mean, even if he ain't back, Biyombo, Tristan Thompson is going to be the one to worry about for the fucking Cavs, because he ain't going to be effective. Tristan Thompson's game is all rebounded. And if he can't do that against the fucking Raptors, they in fucking trouble to Cleveland. Because that's how they getting a lot of their threes. At least about 4 to 6 of their threes is coming off of offensive rebounds. And you take some of those away with the way the Raptors play, it's going to be some hell, man. It's going to be some hell on LeBron James and company, man. Because I believe the Raptors could get in Cleveland's head. especially because the Raptors are the best team in the entire Eastern Conference this year to go against the Cavs that has the best defensive perimeter, the best perimeter defense. Like I said, a lot of this depends on the health of Carroll and shit. They might be able to handle them if Carroll can't go in that whole entire series. In my estimation, Cavs are due to be cold from three. They've been very hot from three. And it's going to be a lot of problems for the Cavs. Let's just put it that way. It's not going to be a sweep. I think it's at least about 4-2. I think it's at least about 4-2. It could get to 7. It all depends on the way Kyle Lowry and DeRozan play too, man. That's got to be. They got to be absolutely on their game because Cleveland does have offense and they do have LeBron James. So LeBron James is a totally different animal from Wade. Totally different fucking animal to deal with because he's an excellent passer too. So you're gonna have those problems in mind. But we've seen this Cavs team been fucking vulnerable. They could be had, man, because I remember going into the finals, a lot of people didn't really think the Warriors had a chance against the fucking Cavs. And look what happened. They got them at 6. Now, a lot of that, I will defend the Cavs on this shit. A lot of that did have to do with the injuries to Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. But, in my opinion, don't write the fucking Raptors off. I'm telling you right now. If you write the Raptors off against the fucking Cavs, it'll be the most regrettable thing you do right now. It'll be the most regrettable. Because I'm telling you what, that's all the Raptors. Raptors are feeding off that shit. Us fans are feeding off that shit because we know we are the team that the American media don't want to see. They don't even like talk about every time we win. They don't even like talk like inside the NBA or NBA TV or some shit. You don't never hear ESPN talking about the Raptor game after they win. It's only when the only time they talked about that series really was after the 2 Heat wins. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like that they feel like after the Heat win, they got a shot to see the Heat against the Cavs. That's the series that they want to see. They said we wouldn't get out of the first round against the Pacers. They said we were going to get swept by the fucking Heat. Guess what? We're in Game 6 now, leading that series, by the way. So, Toronto is just one of them teams where they're just overcoming the doubters. We're living off of that. We love that shit. As a sports fan, you love the underdog approach. You love being the fucking underdog. I'm loving this shit so much right now during these playoffs. That's why I say I'm so proud of this Raptors playoff run because I'm so loving being the underdog because people just writing us off. We just continue to defy the odds, and it's awesome. It's awesome because I know people don't want to see us in this position. They don't want to see a Canadian team in the NBA, the American. Even though really, Naismith, he developed the game in Canada. It's really, we won't get into that whole thing, but the basketball is, the Americans truly think they own basketball, so we don't want to see a Canadian team ever get far. So it's one of those things right now where it's overcoming our eyes, man. And the only trepidation that I got about this whole thing is that I really want to see the Cavs face the Warriors again in the finals. That's like the only thing that's kind of the downpour to the Raptors doing all of this shit. But hey, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I just, I gotta go for the fucking Raptors, man. That's my team. I want to see them overcome the odds, and I just want to see people's faces if like the greatest thing that will ever happen to me ever in sports, outside of Joe Carter's game-winning home run in Game 6 and Game 7 of the World Series. No, Game 6 of the World Series against the Phillies, when Joe Carter hit that fucking home run, dude. Best moment in my sports life right there, man. I haven't seen anything quite on that level ever since. Man, oh man, if like the Raptors were able to win like a game 6 or 7, like a game 7, right, on the Cavs home floor, game winning shot, man, that you couldn't script it better. I mean, you couldn't script the team to find the odds all through the fucking playoffs, man, better than that. And that's gonna be, you know how you got the shot, the fumble, the what else Cleveland got? The shot, the fumble, the drive, the Miami Marlins, Florida Marlins, Indians. I forgot which one they call that one, but you know how Cleveland. I might have to DVR that 30 for 30 episode about Cleveland sports too, man. Airs this weekend on ESPN. I'm at DVR that, man, because that's absolutely insane, man. What if the Raptors actually did some shit like that, man? You wouldn't stop hearing about that for years, man. So I'm very interested in seeing some shit like that happening. But we'll see what happens, man. Game 6 Friday, man. Good luck to everybody, man. You know, hopefully we get this thing done. We won't have to see a Game 7. Bang. If we see a Game 7, it's supposed to come on the late afternoon slot on Sunday on ABC, so everybody going to be watching us. So that's about the only good thing about having the Game 7 is that, you know, everyone going to be watching us, but I'd rather just close this thing out of Game 6, man, to be honest with you, man. And I believe Game 1 starts on Sunday. If we close it out on Friday, I believe Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals starts on fucking Sunday. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Sunday or Tuesday or some shit like that. But yeah. So Raptor fans, you're not gonna breathe, man. Every 2 days is gonna be a game, man. I've been feeling like that lately, man. I've been like, man, I can't fucking breathe, man. Like with these Raptors playoff run right now. But you're supposed to feel that way, man. You're supposed to want to feel this way. Your team, you know, doing that shit. But it's time for me to go, man. Thanks for watching. Peace, man. Let's just hope we can get this shit. We the North, baby. We the North, yeah.